One thing that really excited me about GDC this year was Cyberpunk. It's back. So a lot of games that we checked out this whole week have a distinct sci-fi vibe to them, and a lot of them have a gritty kind of overtone as well, looking at the future as something that's controlled by corporations or people with a lot of money, and using technology as a way to keep the standard citizen down.
The corporation seized power. There was no one left to oppose them.
This sci-fi vibe really came to life at the ID at Xbox showcase this year, where we saw two games that were particularly cyberpunky. One of them was Ruiner from the Polish studio Rycon. And this is a top-down action kind of shooter that feels like Hotline Miami, but looks like a William Gibson novel turned to life. And it's this metal, cold kind of world where you are trying to kill the boss. Corporations rule everything, you gotta kill the boss. It makes sense. There was also Observer at the showcase. And this is a more psychological horror kind of game, but it was absolutely sci-fi. Set in the future, corporations rule everything, and they actually hack into people's minds, which is terrifying and extremely relevant. The Indie Mega Booth also showcased a lot of cyberpunk and sci-fi kind of titles. In one game at the Indie Mega Booth, you're on a mission of corporate espionage where you actually have to steal a CEO's brain, which makes sense. Another game had robots fighting ascendant monkeys, which was incredible. And still another was a text-based adventure game where you're basically an AI system at the end of the world. The idea of a corporate overlord is definitely hot on people's minds nowadays. This resurgence of cyberpunk and sci-fi games follows a period of fantasy games in the video game industry. We saw games like Skyrim, Diablo, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Dragon Age, Witcher. These are huge titles, and they kind of dominated the conversation for a while. But now we're seeing Horizon, which definitely has sci-fi elements, robot dinosaurs, I mean, come on. And then we also have Mass Effect Andromeda coming out soon. The games we're seeing at GDC, the independent titles and the mainstream titles, are part of a larger conversation happening in the industry. I think it makes a lot of sense that developers would be thinking a lot about the future right now. After all, virtual reality is here. We were promised for years that virtual reality was the future, and finally, it's in our homes. So developers are thinking about how video games fit into that future, fit into augmented reality, and whatever new technologies are coming. Sci-fi's back. That's cool.